What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Gentleman Rules 101. I am your host, Deshaun, and it has been a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is a great subject to talk about to make a comeback. You feel what I'm saying? I actually been doing this for years. If you're new to the channel, you feel me? Gentleman Rules 101 is all about style, strength, and intelligence to be able to build a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're gonna change the name from Gentleman Rules 101 to Distinguished Gentleman, because I believe that a distinguished gentleman is more relevant to this time period. You get what I'm saying? And the gentleman that we're going to talk about today, Kevin Samuels, believes that a high value man, in my opinion, is a distinguished gentleman. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we're not talking about that. We're actually going to talk about another video that he's talking about, which is your average at best. This video has gone super viral, but I feel as if the people that are going over it are not breaking it down in a way of level of understanding. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a few reviews, but this is where your boy come into play. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna break it down in 3 different levels. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break it down from a transgression point of view, the interpretation point of view, and then we're gonna break it down the keys to understanding. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know and if you read, you understand where I get this concept from. But with that being said, if you know, you know. Let's hop straight into the video. Enough rambling. Let's go.
Honestly, I don't have a disagreement. I just came here because I honestly want some advice from you.
It says disagreement day.
Oh, I know, but this is my first time catching you on live. Normally I'm asleep. And
you have a job?
I do. I own a business.
Okay, so I do too.
And I do have a question. If you don't
but I
mind.
have a business.
So I'm gonna pause it right here because I'm gonna first identify the first transgression. Now, if you don't know what transgression is, I'll have the definition at the bottom of the screen. But the first transgression, right, that we can identify is the mere fact that she's asking for advice on his show, and this is not the advice column of his show at this time. You get what I'm saying? This is a disagreement segment that he's presenting to her right now. But yet still, she chooses to ignore that and gives an excuse about why she wants to get her point across and what she wants done. You know what I'm saying? That's the first initial transgression, which is also, in my opinion, a red flag. But he's going to identify that right now.
If you wanted my advice, you could always book a session if you can't catch us at the show live.
I was trying to go online earlier.
But all you have to do, man, but see, what kind of business do you own?
I own a pet grooming, doggy daycare, and indoor
Okay,
dog
so
park.
what you're basically trying to do is, I have a disagreement day, and you basically came in and said, damn your topic, I want to ask you what I want to ask you. And
Okay.
but you are more than welcome to go on my website and purchase your time to talk with me one-on-one. Because what you're trying to do is rather rude, but I will go ahead and do it because I'm going to use this as a teaching lesson.
So before we get deeper into this situation, pay attention to how he strategically said what he said without being disrespectful. Identified the fact that she was disrespectful first because she came into a situation rude. He identified that this is his business and you also are a business owner as well. So how can you come in between what I'm doing and then ask me to do something against my business? But you're a business owner. There's no respect there. As a gentleman, you should respect that. As a business owner, you should respect that. But his tone, pay attention to his tone, and also how he's talking, communicating back and forth with her in a very respectful manner, but still identifying what she's doing wrong. Pay attention.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
35 years old. 35 years old and you're a business owner. And what's your question?
My issue is, I want to know at what point when I'm just meeting a guy, do I tell him that I'm a business owner? Because my problem is that when I try to date down and the conversation comes up to where I own a business, the guy is either like, hey, can I come join in on you on that business? Or can I put some money and be a business partner? And I'm not looking for that. And I honestly,
Hold on.
Before he responds, I kind of want to respond. Before he responds, you get what I'm saying? This young lady is asking him to give him some advice to be able to find somebody who won't pretty much use her. If you pay attention, here's another transgression. So what she's saying, she's identifying that the fact that the men that she's dating are trying to use her. The question I'm raising up is, what type of men are you attracting to yourself? You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. I need to be clear on this subject. Where are you at?
North Carolina.
And you're saying when to tell somebody you own a business?
Because I find when I date down, guys see an interest and want to be like a business partner. And I'm learning that maybe I need a high value man because that's what.
Well, first off, ma'am, I really don't understand. What kind of man are you talking about? Because owning a business is no different than having a job, in my opinion. And so I'm not getting what you're saying. When should you? I'm not understanding why this is an issue. If you're, what kind of men are you? What kind of men are you dating?
I try to give guys that not a chance.
You try to do what?
I try to give guys that's not on my level a chance.
Why? What do you mean on your level? What does that mean?
That's making 6 figures or more.
But I don't okay.
Before he go deeper into that, I kind of want to stop because I found another transgression in between that. You get what I'm saying? So she's pretty much identifying that men that don't make 6 figures are beneath her. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? What does money have to do with a valuable man? You know what I'm saying? Like, finances is very, very important in today's society. But the percentage of, especially black men, but the percentage of men being 6 figures and up are 10%. You know what I'm saying? Out of African American men, it's only 4% of that. You know what I'm saying? Out of all African American men. And you're saying that you want a 6-figure man because you feel as if he's going to relate to you more. Just pay attention to the words that they are choosing to use within this conversation. Pay attention to the tone, pay attention to the body language, pay attention to everything that's going on. You have to digest everything that's going on because it's very critical if you don't. Let's get back into it.
The better question is, why can't you get a guy on your level? That's the real question. Well, first of all, I would tell you what I said in here automatically is a problem. Why you would come onto a show that you know is a disagreement day? It's selfish. It's like, yes, ma'am. It's like, I want what I want. I don't say things for no reason. That's why I asked you questions. You're 35 years old, a business owner. That means you understand what business is, and you know this is a business. And I have a show title. And you said, "Damn your show title, I want to talk to you." But you could have went to my business and booked time to talk to me, but you wanted what you wanted, how you wanted.
He emphasized what was the transgression. The reason why I'm calling transgression is because of it's going against what's normal. You get what I'm saying? It's a red flag. He's identifying a huge red flag. How do you want to attract somebody when you're already showing red flags and I don't even know you? You get what I'm saying? Those small little details is the key thing that a lot of people missed when this video went viral. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was jumping down on his throat, but if you pay attention to the transgression in this, and I'm going to literally instill this word in your head so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. She did something that was going against the grain. So you want a 6-figure man and you going against the grain on another business owner's business. But you're a business owner. Because why? You want it your way. So that means automatically what I'm saying is you don't know how to cooperate, which is a red flag. If you don't know how to cooperate, then why do you think that you are attracting the guys that you are attracting? Because they don't know how to cooperate with you. You get what I'm saying? Hey, let's keep watching.
I'm sorry.
No, and I'm using this as lesson. That's the problem with too many of you black women. You don't do shit the right way with black men. That was improper. And when I told you the right way, you still were like, well, whatever. So I'm gonna use this. Okay, why do you need a man making 6 figures?
Because I'm finding out that the guys that I date, it's not working out.
What does that have to do with money?
Because I feel like I need a guy that I can respect and admire, and I'm ambition, and I want a guy that has that drive too. And when he doesn't, I find myself, encouraging him, like, hey, babe, you can do this and you can do that. And then,
all right, so in North Carolina, what percentage of the population, what percentage of men in this country make 6 figures or more?
I think it's like 5%. I'm not
closer to 10. So,
okay.
10%. All right. So the question is, what do those men who make that kind of money, who all women tend to want, what do they want?
I feel like they want arm candy, somebody who can have more to bring to the table than just looks, but also bring balance to their life. I feel like I can help them out on
Okay, slow down. I'm not understanding. You said they want arm candy, then you contradicted yourself. They want somebody that more than just looks.
Yeah, arm candy, but something behind, brain with it, and more in depth.
Do you know any men who make 6 figures or more?
My dad and my uncle.
Do you know any men that you are related to that make 6 figures or more?
Unrelated to? Yeah,
men that you are not related to.
Not on a personal level.
So you don't know them. You don't know what they want, but you want them. Man, I'm going to suggest that you really don't know what you want. And saying 6 figures is just something that you've got taken from out there. But I'm not hearing this rooted to anything.
Because you have a lot of people out here saying that this is the standard of what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And if we're going based off of statistics, that standard is super high for the men that you're trying to identify with. There are a lot of good men out here that are making less than 6 figures, that are gonna continue to make less than 6 figures because of why statistically it's not happening that way. You get what I'm saying? You got a lot of people out here saying that, giving advice, false information, saying that I want a 6 figure, I want a 7 figure, I want an 8 figure type of man, and the percentage of that, of you getting that, is very slim to none. You get what I'm saying? Even if we go athlete wise, there's a percentage of those guys who sign those deals and immediately go broke because they're financially illiterate. So yeah, they might make it within that 1 year. Next year they broke. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? As a gentleman, you need to be able to identify why. You heard he said, I'm asking you questions specifically because these are rooted from somewhere else. You got this idea of a 6-figure man from another person without doing your homework. You feel me? Like, You can't go into a situation thinking that you want something without doing your homework. Everybody want to be a millionaire, but don't want to put the work into it. You know what I'm saying? They only see the glory behind being a so-called millionaire, but don't want to put the actual work into it to get to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Don't understand the sacrifice you got to take in order for you to get to be a millionaire. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get back into this.
But what do you want ultimately? Do you want to be married, children, what?
Yes, I want to be married.
Do you want any children?
Yes.
How many?
I have a son now, so.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 13.
Where's the father?
He's not enough in his life.
I didn't ask that. I said, where's the father?
Well, he's not like in it like I would like him to be.
All right, so let me go ahead and take this down, ma'am. Men who make the kind of money you're talking about have options, and typically they don't want to deal with women who have 13-year-old sons who are used to dating men. Who this doesn't sound appealing to the kind of man you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was thinking once I start booking session with you that
I can't change men.
I know, but I can approve myself, and I feel like I have a lot to offer to those type of men.
Oh, okay, but see, you should have stopped right there. I just told you I cannot change men, and you said once I book a session with you, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm telling you what they want. And you're still saying, yeah, but I want them. They don't want you.
But I have been working on myself this year and booking your...
Okay, ma'am, but okay. 35, 13-year-old son with a sketchy father. Why would a man who's in the top 10% of earners who women across the country want that?
Because I have a lot to offer. I feel like.
Would you want your son to, if you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
Depending on his age.
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for black women. They will even, should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring, I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer.
All right, so let me. It's kind of hard to articulate. It's not even hard to articulate. I just want to, communicate to you guys what's going through his head right now to be able to understand what he just said. He's identifying an issue that's going on within the community that a lot of women hear but don't listen. And there are two different things. You know what I'm saying? You hearing him, she's hearing him, but she's not listening. The reason why she's not listening is because she don't want to listen to reality. Reality is, if you want the best for your son, making it personal, because she really don't want to deal with reality because she don't want to make it personal. She don't want to deal with the fact that personally you're not the most valuable thing offering to him. He has many options. You're not the most valuable one. You're not the best value. You're not the best option for him. Excuse me. You don't want to deal with that reality. Reality of it is you're not. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's no disrespect. But out of the picking that he can pick, with what you bring to the table, you're not the best choice. That's not saying that he won't choose you, but it's just out of the entire picking, you're not the best choice because you have things that you're bringing to the table that's technically not his responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you from that perspective, but also let's go back to what I was just saying as far as in with the issue. You're hearing him, but you're not listening. This is a huge issue within the community. A lot of women run away from accountability when it comes to listening because they don't want to deal with reality. And it hurts. Most women are emotional. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, your emotions don't, dilute the truth. The truth will be the truth. However you take that, you get what I'm saying? It's how you take that.
Women, yes, I feel like I'm the exception to the rule. But
no, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Before he get into this, man, you heard that she asked him, what do I look like? Can you see me? You set yourself up. You set yourself up for that. You already set yourself up because you was being disrespectful by coming onto the show when it wasn't even this topic. You forced yourself to be in this topic, but now you're asking this man to give his honest opinion. And see, what he did was strategic. He threw it back at her face because he didn't want to set himself up for failure. You get what I'm saying? Because if you tell a woman the truth, she might not be able to handle it. You get what I'm saying? So he threw it back at her. The average answer when it comes to when people identify what they look like is a 7. Now here's my perspective when it comes to grading scale. Before they get into this, you get what I'm saying? This is the part where the video went viral. Before they get into this part, you know what I'm saying? I think the grading scale should be like this. 1 through 5 is looks. 1 through 5 is looks. For me personally, I think that the next 5 should be what you identify with personally. I think a lot of people skip this part. Men fall short in this part. They only think about the 5. You only think 1 through 10 is looks. No, 1 through 5 is looks. Should be looks. Then what are the next 5? You know what I'm saying? Spirituality, religion, all that type of stuff that goes under here. You get what I'm saying? Personality, characteristics, how you carry yourself, stuff like that. Your manners, stuff like that. That goes under here. I think, hygiene. You know what I'm saying? But I think characteristics in that can fall under one category. You know what I'm saying? But as far as in finances, how are you financially? Do you just fuck off money? You get what I'm saying? Are you disciplined in that area? That matters. Understanding, communication, this matters. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like, you get what I'm saying? I said characteristics, finances, spirituality, level of understanding, and how can you complement my life? What do you bring to the table that I fall short under? You know what I'm saying? I think that, in my personal opinion, I don't believe there's no such thing as a 10, honestly, because somebody's gonna lack somewhere. That's just personally my opinion, but I think that's how the grading scale should be. That's just separate from Kim. This is the part where I disagree with Kevin. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mr. Kevin, excuse me, he's an elder. So this is where I disagree with Mr. Kevin. I think the grading scale should be 1 through 5 as far as it looks, and then you should identify the things that, what you need in your personal life from a spouse. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's 5 will be completely different. You know what I'm saying? Same way with love languages. Everybody's love language is stacked completely different. How you want to be loved versus how you love people. You know what I'm saying? Most people respond and give love like how they want to be loved, but not everybody receive love like how you get love. You know what I'm saying? Like how you give love. You know what I'm saying? So you got to identify these things. I think as a community, we're falling short on that. We're not asking enough questions. We're not getting to the root of all of these questions. We're not getting to the influence of where these questions are coming from. Why are you the way you are? You know what I'm saying? Things that will complement you as an individual. If she, for instance, finances is a huge thing for me. So if she's looking for these guys who are 6 figures, and they're not my 6 figures, then that means you need to shorten one thing because he don't meet the requirement. But he still might be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He still might be a 9. He still might be an 8. You know what I'm saying? He still might be a good guy. You can work up to 6 figures, but to completely eliminate this person because he's not making 6 figures, But again, I digress. Let's go ahead and get back into this.
I rate myself.
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
did you, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women. Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay. Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average.
Let me stop, because what I just identified, you get what I'm saying, based off what I just watched. And Kevin Sam, you real smart for this. A lot of people not gonna catch what you just did, but you very smart for doing what you just did. First of all, she judged herself. Let's make that clear. She judged herself. He's going based off of the judgment that she judged herself. He did not say his opinion about it. Very strategic. I respect it. Let's rewind. Think about it. He said, what do you judge yourself? She said a 5. Okay, that means you're average. Ma'am, you're average at best based off of your response. This is your response. I'm going to give it to you based off your response, and I'm going to give it to you straight. You average at best. How else can I give it to you when you judge yourself as being average at best? You didn't hear me. Let's say I'm Kevin, Mr. Kev. I'm Mr. Kevin. I didn't say I personally feel like you are a 5. I didn't identify that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear Mr. Kevin say, I believe that you are a 5. He said, you're average at best. There was no I words in there. Very strategic. Let's get back into this.
Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
Transgression, red flag. What I just say, and this is the defense mechanism from her standpoint. When I did at the beginning of the video, I told you guys pay attention to body language. That I'm not. She's already in the defense mechanism. She's not listening anymore. She shut down because she's not hearing what she wants to hear or what she likes. So now she's not listening. She's hearing, but she's not listening. When she hears something that's going to be triggering, she'll respond. But as far as in taking in the information that he's giving to her, she's not digesting it based off of her body language. She's completely ignoring him. You put out your phone on my platform. This is my business. You interrupted. That's the first transgression. But now you're showing me another transgression by being on your phone while I'm giving you advice and information that I think that you should take. You understand what I'm saying? This is another red flag. How can you want this caliber of a man when you're showing that you don't even listen? That's a huge thing. You're running a business. Let's say your clients do that same thing, your employees do that same thing to you. Are you listening to me? And then next thing you know, you tell them to do something in detail. And next thing you know, they don't get it done. Why? Because they didn't listen to you. They weren't hearing you. They was on their phone the whole entire time while you were talking to them. You can't say you took in everything he said by doing something else at the same time that he's giving you advice. Your mind is split. It's not focused on what he's saying. You're focusing on whatever is on your phone. You cannot focus on two things at one time 100%. It's split up 50-50. It damn near might even go back and forth because you might hear something that triggered you, so you're going to focus more so what he said, take your focus off on your phone. Then next thing you know, you don't like what he said, so now you're putting your focus back on your phone but not literally listening to him. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's deeper than meets the eye. You know what I'm saying? Strategic. Pay attention.
And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I specifically just said she's listening to hear something so she can rebuttal, but she's not gonna digest what he's saying. As soon as she didn't get her response that she was looking for, she went right back to her phone. Again, red flag. Red flag. Transgression. You showing me another transgression. Come on, you're going against the grain. You're going against the grain. This lets me know that you're hard to work with. You're very hard to work with because you're choosing not to listen. You're choosing not to listen this time. So how can I work with you if you're choosing not to listen to what I'm telling you, especially if it's for your benefit.
See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. What would be better is if you honestly sat down and asked yourself, what value can I bring to a man?
And I know that what I can.
Well, all right. What value? What is it?
What is it? I can help him with his business. I'm very business minded on the end of helping organize. And I plant into planting my own garden, so I can definitely plant into improving my elegance with just self-improvement and working on myself. And
ma'am, at 35 years old, here's what you told me.
So this is what I get. You want to be that for him, but you don't want a man to be that for you. Meaning, you said that you could provide him business. You can help him with his business. But you don't want a man to help you with your business. I'm confused. But then you say planting. How's that going to benefit him? You say personal development. I'm working on myself. How is that benefiting him? Personal development is to keep you happy, to have a level of understanding of who you are, so you can build the best version of yourself to provide to another person. But at the end of the day, you're not there yet. So how are you offering that to him when you're not 100% there yet? That makes no sense. You didn't say what you were bringing to the table. You said everything that the men you are attracted are bringing to you. If you truly think about it, that's the truth. You are who you attract. It sucks to suck, but at the same time, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and be able to identify these things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna show too much more of the video. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much broke down this entire video. So we talked about the transgression of the video. We talked a little bit about the interpretation, because I stopped and then started interpreting some things. So let's talk about the level of understanding. You know what I'm saying? I even broke that down within those process. I understand you can't get what you're asking when you're not presenting what you want. You can't ask somebody to be the best version of themselves and you not be the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the harsh reality is you got to be able to identify that for yourself, so you know what you bring to the table. You can't, you got to be more careful about the things that you ask for. You can't just go based off of what everybody is putting out into the universe saying, I want a 6-figure man. What does it take to have a 6-figure man? What does a 6-figure man want? Y'all living in an echo chamber with each other saying, I think this is what a 6-figure man wants. But then when that 6-figure man identifies what he wants, you rebuttal that and say, no. You tripping. That ain't what a 6-figure man want. I'm going to tell you what a 6-figure man want, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to bring to the table. It does not work like that. A man can tell you exactly what he wants, strictly. And yet and still, from my understanding, you ain't gonna even listen. That's been my video as a gentleman, man. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the keys that I've identified. The transgression, so you can interpret it to have a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is, man. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll holla. Peace.